It was a moonlight night in the yard. There was silence all around and only two soldiers braked it with their talk until a strange wanderer interrupted their dialogue. Because what is this? Something is going there what? The strange wanderer slowly continued his way towards the settlement, accompanied by the surprised conversations of his own villagers. Is he the only survivor this time? This guy has so much devil luck. We are in a terrible situation. They are afraid to share the same fate next to him. The blooded wanderer looked at his compatriots and said there were 3,000 heads frightened, yelled Aya, his community. I understand, and the memory of the former battle closed the traveler. In the sky the crow of the raven car. A lot of dead warriors already laid around, and in the circle you was only hearing the screams of soldiers which the mob run on the already. And so bloodied Walker full forward. UGRH. Kaya. Ugh. ARGH1 but no matter they tried. The wanderer simply destroyed them to the right and to the left, and only their blood more and more squeepled on the wanderer's face and clothes. Fug said the walker with relief after happening another 10 enemy soldiers. But seeing a soldier which is 2 to 3 times bigger than him, says Fug with no fatigue and takes to the rack. But see that he run on the old warrior, and the bully knocked the warrior from the impact. It seems that everything is over for the young warrior, and as once the thoughter was waving with a cry of die, and the warrior prepared for death. The walker with one movement of the hand headed the human, and immediately asked the warrior, "Are you okay?" The warrior responded afraidly, "Spa thanks, RRGH." The soldier said defeated and fall tight, "I am Sal Tha." From the writer Trib G. I Ma introduced as a soldier and in one asked, "What is your call?" "My name is Graham. I am a nomad," answered wanderer. "Here, from the back 2 to 3 meters. The noise, you bastards," a giant screamed. "How dare you do this to my commander? I will tear you to pieces." The giant screamed angerously. Surprisedly the warrior said, "Giant, oh." Submitting the causal warrior, "We need to run." And at this moment, with surprise, he sees like a walker with a cry of "Hiya AAA." Throw on the giant. "What? This guy is crazy," the warrior thought. "How will he fight this giant?" I asked myself. Sal Tha. Immediately the giant hit the nomad with all the power, but that does defects and hit the giant's leg, therefore injuring him. Ugh. The giant grimaced in pain, but immediately attacked the nomad, screaming, "You fucking spreads." Graham thought so quickly, "I will not be able to evade," and immediately the giant's remote shakes. He take most of the damage to the weapon, but it is broken now, and the nomad is always happened and knocked away for a couple of meters. Fug. "Ha fuck. The nomad said, "Because your body is so light and firm, I'll just crush you," shouted the giant. "Because your body is so light and firm, I'll just crush you." And after that scream the giant felt something pucked in his back. It was Sal Ta who decided from despair to help Graham and stick the giant in the back. "The giant is only angry, out of fear and during," said Sal Tha, "and has been knocked by a giant roundway in the eye area. FFFRGH." The warrior screamed, but at that moment, Graham seeked the moment and the giant's slowness and hit him from the back in the eye. Therefore seeing him, "Org, my eye. Get away from me," the giant screamed. You bastard." I said, "Let it go." The giant screamed again, screaming from angry. Graham bited the giant with all the power, and the giant screamed in pain, "Arg, UHG," and the nomad ripped a piece of flesh from Velkin's neck. The giant screamed and falled in pain. The nomad standing blood from the face standed on the giant and said, "We won. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha, this guy is crazy," thought Sal Ha. A black flag flashes in the sky. Graham approaches the tent, going to the commander, counting the money and asking, "Sir, you called RPLNMYA take a break for some time," the man said to the black yellow hat. "We are returning to the hometown, so get ready." Commander said, "Yes, I'm getting ready." Graham answered, and left the tent. When he almost went out, the commander throwed him a bag of gold coins and said, "Your share this time is 2,000, thank you." Sr answered Gr, approaching to their village nomators. We were back to my and Joy waving passed through the central walls into the village. Graham shoal through the village, but was like looked in his thoughts. And that heavy memory of childhood happened on him. Some guy waving at Graham with a fist tells him, "You are a bastard, your mother is a concubine. You are no matter to us, bastard." He. They laugh at him. "We are not brothers. You are just a slab." "Understand," said one of the children to Graham. "Hey kids, did I not tell you not to go to this baby? This great monster that killed his mother. So you must be careful." The mother said, "These children, don't worry mom, we can win." Graham left to sit beating, and mother with the children to leave. Extending the wet rag to the little Graham, the girl asks, "Are you okay, brother?" And he asks in the answer, "Aren't you hurt too? Such for me a thing." The girl answers and looking with a little smile at the beaten Graham. Ga and, "Do I really drive mom to death? Am I a damn child, bringing evil suffering to non-people around? I miss my mother so much, but then I can bring her more trouble though I miss her. I should not do this. Everybody hates me and my father does not even recognize. I think I am really an evil spirit," the guy says, scared. "Brother," the girl explained. He looks interestingly at her. "What do I do when the son of the head of the family does this? How can a man cry, 'Get up'?" "What?" I said, "Stand up." A girl screamed. Good. Graham said, "First things, shake up and shield these tears." "Sick," said the sister. "Fine." Wiping his tears, brother said, "Brother, you are good to me more than anyone else. It cannot be damned for a person like you to be damned. I will always be on your side. Don't worry, brother." Brother, with warmth on the face, remembers Graham. Grow looks surprised how his sister is growing. She has crashed the pot of linen, looking surprisedly at brother, and asks, "It's really you? 3 years have passed." Sister said, "I'm back." Brother answered, wandering on the other side. Quiet night sky. Graham rubbing himself after the shower. Powder, weather, yes. Having treated the battle wounds, tightened them with bandages. Putting the binti into place, he heard voices outside the wall. "Whew, ha ha ha. Who thought this, Graham? Waha ha 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 ha. So I pucked that guy commanding thousands of people with a spear." Some health said. Screams created from the table. "Drink more." To her, "I am telling the truth. You are such a brawner. Ha ha ha." What did Graham thought there was a feast? Seeing his sister at the feast, Graham looked at her, and she looked at him in answer. He turned around and decided to leave. She catched him and shot his hand and squeezed. He turns and speaks in confusion. Georgia, and she looking at him says, "I hear a lot of rumors. Someone cold-blooded who only knows how to kill. A deadly maniac who waving his sword for fun. But as always you are still my good brother." Holding his hand and smiling charmingly, sister said to him, "Continue." Speaks, "Let's go too. You are well fitted to pay true." Bringing brother to the feast, she says to him, "Let's sit here." And sit him at the table. "I'm going to get more food," she said Graham, and started to leave. And someone on the road shouts her, "Hey, we are out of drinking." "Minute," she answers, "and bring them fuel." They immediately start taking this drink. Zdoroviak get up from the chair, and the comrade screams him in the back, "Oskup, where are you going?" The brutal goes to Grama's sister and speaks, "What a great girl. As they say, alcohol is better with women." Health speaks. Silence at the table in answer, "How disrespectful." The girl answered, "Hey, you are drunk." The comrade says to him, "Sit your place." He added, "Bam." Thought or hit his friend. That flight away a few meters. The trump continued to talk. "Although you are from the noble, you are only from a fallen tribe. Stop fucking, come here," added Health, and extends hand to the girl. Graham fucked him with his hand. He answered, "Damn, what are you?" VZHUH. Made a movement with hand. Graham, "You get on my nerves." Health said, "You arg." The bully screamed in pain. Zalim of health and grabbing his head, Graham hit his head on the desk, therefore, broken the table. "Who are you, bastard?" asked Graham. Suddenly some type grab Graham's hand and say, "Young master, he's a recruit, please forgive him, he does not know our traditions." Boss thought. This is a recruit. He was so broadly talking that he is going to get into a fight. And now is going to make his debut, Bose said. The brutal lies down. Bam. Hit bomb with the palm on the desk. "This guy," Bose said silently, reacts Grandpa in a red band with a yellow circle. "There is a messenger suddenly in." Messenger. Bose exploded. Everyone was surprised at the royal table. Graham watches with his sister, and the messenger said, "Pemi has been conquered and Gubok is captured by the army of man. We have an urgent message. Return to Changsun ASAP." The messenger pulls out a sheet from a scroll. The leader reads surprised, "Battle team must link with main troop immediately. Supply team is departured after packaging." Explained the leader. "Festive is over." Crap. The dissatisfied crowd screamed, "Lightning in the summer, brother." Interestingly talk to Grandma's sister. "Don't worry," answer Graham. "I'll be back soon." Graham has taken hair to sister. As always the army have assembled and divided into squad. "Chan Sun flip the gate," said the chief. Beth Homan troops. "And they all are ready to rush into the fight." Send talk among the troops. "Have you already heard? This time Vraz is one of the 5 greatest human generals man. Compared to this, our general is a useless coper. And his demonster is the one who is often called the demon. How are these people ever allowed to lead the major army? Why are you telling this to me?" One soldier asked. "Because we command 2,000 people, damn it, remember this." The second warrior said, "I can beat the commander of 2,000 people without coming. But treating me as a victim is too much." This is a report from the commander of the left flank battalion. "Registration is complete. We are ready for battle. The right flank is also ready. The people of man, the 5 of the greatest generals BQ. Great general, all battalions are ready for battle." The general says, "Let's not lose time. Let's go. CSC. Horses run, and so my children, to battle," explained the general. "The army of man runs into the attack. D keep position," said the general. "D do not worry. Shield battalion, hold tight." The head of the battalion said, "Get on your knees." He shouted, "Keep yours," claimed the second head. "This time our against is the great general man BQ. He is a very aggressive general and him is very hard to deal with," said the general. "We will deal with it by dividing our forces and surrounding it from all sides. You will be in the main army. You will have to hold till we surround him," said the general. "Even if the main army is destroyed, what the enemy will face is a closed gate. 5,000 soldiers and 50,000 soldiers are sacrifices to lure the great general. Why don't you just kill me?" asked Graham. "Insane fool. This is your father's order," his brother said, and added, "You talk too much. Just do as you are told." The general thought, "Have I ever went against your orders?" Leaving, said Graham. "I have not finished talking yet," his brother said. I will survive," Graham said. "Too dumb on Prigel on a horse general. Oh, they are coming. Get ready for the fight." From the first impact, the general has braked several enemy soldiers, and they scream, "GR=B=Yaha AAA. Arg. W. Who would know our defense would fall so quickly? Why the hell is he so strong?" I asked himself Graham. And the general continues to shep everyone. "He won't slow." Soldiers scream, "What's wrong with these weak?" explained the general. And swing after swing will destroy the frightened soldiers. At this rate, we will be reduced to powder. I must Salthaw. Make sure the soldiers don't feed to escape. Salthaw flies out of the soldiers and lunches the enemy general, to which he reacts easily. "Haha, bold," the general asked. And Salthaw gave a couple of more lunches, after which said, "So I thought, HMM1, ZADKL," said the general. What was it? Enemy soldier. How he passed the general. Parallel Graham started destroying the enemy soldiers. And they did not even have to understand what is happening. The offensive of the army of man is stopped. Are you okay? Asked Graham from his soldier. That answered with a shaking voice, why yes. Return to your places. Raise weapon. If we resist, we win. To battle, soldiers screamed. X good. Set grow. But what then about the flanking armies? What? Huh, what's the matter? Our forces are turning back. General, the flank commanders are now in the retreat. They said there would be the order to retreat soon, so let's retrieve before there is more chaos. Oh God, yes, leaving, said the general. Boom boom. Brett the man into the barrel and screams, retreat, fa ha 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 ha. So they really have flank armies in the end, laughing, said the enemy general. My warriors are also hardened veterans, of course we'll expect something like this. And the warriors went on horse sock. These fools, damn it, fuck. How our troops could be so simple. Good. Our flanking are back, close the gates. But the main army, one of the soldiers said, if we wait for them, the enemy will get here too. Close quickly, said the general. Run, soldiers, shout US. And finally, bam, bam. Why is the gate not open? What? Why don't we move E7? What's coming? Frightened soldiers ask. Gate is closed. You are bastards. We all die. Open the gate. Graham stood in a stupor. Boom. Bam. The enemy voice started killing the clamp to the locked gate of the nomators. The noise is crashing. The poor bodies shear into pieces. What? They are already running. The general said, surprised. People man. General of the left flank GE Jim. The general of the left said, reports. His attendant answered, flanking armies of the enemy have been destroyed. Right now we are pressure on the main army which is retreating. Understood. Continue. Ogi answered, and thought to yourself, how strange. Is the great general's offensive really stopped? I would not thought that the enemy army would have someone capable of this well. The chief general just looked with a grin on the destruction of the enemy army. As enemy soldiers fall one after another, and thinking to yourself, gee, they call this an army? And how do I find such a guy in this schedule? The general continues to think. Here for no way. Graham hit him from the back and hurt. Who could thought that such younger could hurt me? The general said superiorly. The general is slightly wounded, continues to think. This is not even funny. What is a chaotic retreat? Is that cause I lost that guy? Wait. The general continued to think. Why do this guy do me ever? I just have to kill. Saltha killed one enemy soldier with the sword of the sword, and speak with angry. How could our people betray us like this? Here a soldier runs to them and speaks. Commander, turn surprised to help Saltha. P. Order of the general. He gives you the command of the army. The soldier continued to talk. What? Is this general's flag? Thought Saltha. This crazy old man. Here Graham runs to him and speaks. The gate does not open, and added, maybe it's for the better. On the castle walls the commanders began to talk to them. Who could thought that we would not be able to keep up for a day? We have lost half of the best warriors. Command order. They order all soldiers to retreat to the main castle because the territory is not suitable for a long battle. Well, there is nothing to be done then. Then the help said to the general and continued, let's retract quickly. In the mean, the soldiers under the command of Saltsa and GRPMA continue to be sufferingly damaged, and their morale beginning to fall. One of the soldiers said, pretty we won't last longer. Here it is, another soldier said. We the end, added the first soldier. Then the look of the soldiers looked to how Graham started destroying the enemy army. Graham thinks at that moment, the soldiers are shuddered in fear. In these dark times, parallelly crushing the army of opponents, and continues to think, even a little light can sit on his horse and kill another enemy soldiers. To the surprising of his subjects, down in spirit, and screams, what is this? Saying to show them a burning fire. continued his monologue Graham, and destroy another couple of enemy fighters. I'm using this flame to unite the hearts of our soldiers and killing another opponent fighters with a sweep. Graham's ward standing shocked by how strong their commander is, and lead them to victory thought Graham's. There is a scream, and Sal Tha screamed raising the flag of his troops up. We are soldiers one. Do you agree to die here? Do you want to let the enemy do what they want to do to our earth, our wives and our children? Raise your weapon and fight. Show them our strength, shouted Salt Ha belligerently. The warriors have been charged with the desire to destroy the enemy, prepared weapons, take a stand for the battle, and run into the fight. Under military shouts, in fight, hooray, Yuva AA get out of here. The soldier screamed parallelly killing the enemy. You fucking savages. Added a soldier shaving already a second enemy. What started with a tiny fire will soon turn into a burning fire that no one can control. Under military screams, the soldiers went into battle to crush the enemy. What are you doing? Run. Even if you think your heart will break, the second when you stop, you will die. Yes, Jai. Motivated screamed Sal Tha. Capture the right flank. Go defend it with 200 spearmen, said the captain. Yes, sir. Answered. Ge Raz. Our front line must be warmed out. Go replace them with 100 cavalrymen. Yes, sir. Infantry, keep the front line. And the soldiers rushed into the fight. Is it because the order to retreat comes so quickly? It's good that we still have major forces, said Sal Tha raising the flag and screaming. You must take this way for the sake of Senya. We will go to the right. On right. Man wins, but they have not break the left's defense. A protected general is the worst thing you can encounter. Our chances to win will be higher if we enter from the right, but in this case, our enemy will be a terribly strong general of archers. In the end, this is all just a suspicious. Salt Ha continued to think until Graham interrupted his discussions. I am not very great about these things, but we can just die here, and added, I will be in the front, and run to shep the enemies to the right, and to the left. Okay Rampage, I'll cover you. Causal Sal Tha. Ma by Ma Graham destroyed the lives of enemies. The enemy saw it and said it. It doesn't like that we can stop him with the regular soldiers. Fine. I will do it, added General. And I rushed to meet Graham, destroying everything on its path. The enemy troops started to be afraid of Graham. But there comes the general. His department started immediately. Sir, we can't get him. But the general just silently run to Graham and told him, I almost was sleeping because your generals were not showing here. And then introduced, I am General Manjum. I will be your opponent, and run to Graham on his horse. But on the way, General Manjun changed his battle-carried face to a terrible expression, running to RGAMU. I made a judgment in the head. What the? Close he is much bigger than I thought. But at this moment, GRPM, enraged with rage, already made a swing. General Graham immediately understood that if he did not divert, then will die immediately, and was right. Onum sweeped his tool. Graham cut off his arm. A shaken General Manjum made a judgment. Is it possible he is no matter to me in strength? So he made me shin with his murder to start. Also so calm during the battle with me, added Manjum. With another waving, Graham blowed General Manjemu's head, and then before death only had to think. Who could thought I would die at the hands of a nameless General FSHOOH, and his head flashed into the air. The guards of Graham happily looked, and with horror the guards of the already dead Manjim. This monster, said to himself Sal Tha. It was definitely the general, said Gravni looking from the wall. Then say more, Garamu, how much will you grow? And Sal Tha concluded, what? The enemy lost all of your mood. Then he screamed, we cleared the way, we must get out of here before their reinforcements arrive, and have the flag to the up. The troops runned up. What? The enemy general said, find it, he claimed, find out who killed Jaime. Oh, equals they said that the enemy has fun to the mountains, the guard told him, and added, it was also reported that it was a young man really, said the general. Oh gee, from the back of the castle gate. I'll be back soon. But sir, don't worry. I will be on time. It's exactly he, the guy I could not take my eyes off. I will destroy you with my own hands, shouted the general. Already evening. Clap Sal Tha hit the grasshop and eat. Graham just looked at him. Some of the warriors said, tomorrow you may get to the castle. Sal Tha started speaking Grama. What you did was incredible. You not only got us through the enemy lines, you killed the general. Add more. I can't believe I'm so glad that the demon is on our side. And Graham answers, I did not do anything. Sal Tha surprised. And Graham continued talking. All of this would be impossible if you did not have a plan. The old man has made a smart choice by posting you in chief. Sal Tha looked surprisedly at Graham. Thank you, Salt Ha answered. But if you do not object, I will ask, where does your power come from? She comes out, Graham answered, from my will to life. I have my reasons to stay alive, added Graham. Maybe you also have a reason for this, maybe even two. I asked Graham to Sal Tha. Sal Tha is a little surprised, looked at Graham and answered, of course there is, and started to speak. I'm from the tribe of nobodies. We wanted the plains and followed the stars, until one day, these bastards braked the tribe law and built a castle. When our tribe was separated, we have only one choice, to stay. And so started our journey of hard orioles and work. After, I just could not stand it and walked out. I want to success so my tribe can live in luxury. I know many think this is hopeful for me, but I will be a general. By the way, Salt Ha continued, I have a very cute sister. I don't say this because she is my sister. Mo equals, would you be interested to meet her? I am not happy about this, believe me, but I own you for save my life. Huh? Graham answered with a smile. Salha continued, huh? Do you know how she smile? Don't pick your head too high. My sister. And here Sal Tha has been knocked in the back. Huh? Sal Tha surprised. Sal Tha, Graham screamed, and there's a voice from the bushes. I found you. Kill everyone but him, the enemy general said, and his troops went to kill. Graham standed understanding, and the enemy general lunged in the sight of Graham. I can't slow, thought Graham, and has covered with your sword, sheathed. Sheath cracked, but Graham managed to get the sword, and with a malicious scream, I reflected the impact of the enemy commander, and he started drying from the enemy impact. You are very talented, the general said. No surprising that Jaguma did not have a chance. Who could thought I would find a tiger like you in this place? Graham standing shocked. I never have such potential. As if heaven is protecting you by hiding your existence. I won't let you get out of here alive. Your end is here. The enemy general speaked out, pointing his huge weapon on Graham, and Graham said, heaven, is the end coming? This doesn't mean anything to me. Graham flashed into a memory in which he promised to my sister to come back. There is someone to whom I have to return to. Everything else does not matter. Graham continued to talk. I should not doubt. If I doubt, then only after death. And he cut off the leg of the horse of the subordinate general with a lunge. He fell together with the horse, having managed to say only, damn, my leg is stacked, and Graham killed him after this. With the words, you're a bastard, the enemy soldier throwed a spear at Graham. That got away. He is awesome. Have to deal with him on ground, said the general. Hugh sighed. Graham, his wound is not deep enough to kill him, he thought. Stay salty. The enemy soldier lunged from horse to Graham, but he got away. You have impressive reflexes, the enemy soldier said. I will fight you with all I have, and hit Graham with the sword that parented the lunch. But the soldier hit him suddenly with the shoulder and delivered a punch to the head. But Graham hit him in the face with a foot. Both braked up. Graham has a blue on the cheek, and the soldier blooded from the nose. Graham run on a soldier and the noise of battle crashed. He is strong. I just lucky last time. If this is delaying, I will have to do the best I can. Also, Salte may not have enough time, and then suddenly the general hit the Graham. But that part's the impact and flies off. But here again the general does take off. Graham is covering with the sword, but the sword breaks and the general puts Graham around in the stomach. Graham flies off, but immediately into. How dare you be distracted, fool? The enemy general said. Graham coughs blood. The general said with confidence, time to die. And at the same moment a pile of earth eyes flew to him. He screamed, my eyes. But it does strike. And once again I hurt the steel of thaw closing Graham with my body. Salte hold on started screaming Graham. I will stop the bleeding. Enough. Screaming this is the end for me. But you can still run, you can still survive if you run. I have just one request, my sister, I can't forget her lovely face because I save you. Please take care of my family. I hope you understand me. A battlefield demon should not make such a face. I will miss home the field, said Saltai and died bleeding. Damn, it was awesome, said the general. Enough Igor. It's time to die. Wanged, hit, and pronal hand. But Graham will drink your demon in his demon mode. Grandma has been into so much big space. And Gavarid itself. Someone close to me died again. Why is this continued? Am I damned? Continues to ask himself questions, said GR. Yes, this world cursed me. You say heaven protects me, but this is bullshit. No one knows about my existence because I have been abandoned. Yes, you are right. White-haired black figure said to Graham, looking like you can finally see me. Who are you? Graham asked. I exist everywhere and nowhere. The being answered him. I am everything and nothing. The first beings called me Chaos. The being said, I have always been with you. But the world expects things that are different. The heaven that people pray to is no different. The being continues talking. All this time you have been tortured and abandoned. This is because heaven hates like you. But I can give you the power, be at whole with me, and show your grief, your pain, your fury, your sorry. Get everything out, to peace and heaven, and the brutal Graham righted into the fight. At the same moment, Sister Grandma's jug of water in the other part of the world crashed. She was frightened, and she did not see it. She immediately remembered about her loved brother Graham. Meanwhile, Graham broke in 2 ribs to the enemy general, but the general's assistant run on him and grab him by the hand. At the same moment the general hit his guns on Graham and said with a grin, replenished. But then I saw that something black smoke is coming from Graham's wound and noticed his beauty look. Then Graham sharp killed the general's assistant and run on the general. The general just had to think, I seems this is my time to die. Not his, the general's last words, why heaven allowed such a monster to exist. And Graham punched him and started rose on the ground with his fists. For a couple of beats from the general and there is no wet signal. And Graham standed up and smiled self-satisfiedly and screamed, I finally became a part of this world. Heaven, look at me. In addition said, to return this world to the original view, I have to start with people, and started to leave, and here a stone flies past him. He looked and understood that an amulet, which the sister made him, and then he remembered. Graham asks, amulet? Yes, I made it myself. He will protect you, sister responded to him. Graham looked at the amulet and Dean his eye turned white. Graham downs into which water is deeper and deeper. I take myself so easily. All my pain just evaporated, alone with yourself. But such a feeling that I forgot something I don't care, thought Graham. I just want to rest in this void, and twisted. Graham started just relaxing, then he heard a crash, and turned to the source of the noise, and said, what is this sound? Sounds familiar. Graham thought effectively. A warm yellow station formed near him. Graham thought, what a warm feeling, and touched this station. Then opened Glag and saw his sister's omelette. What? The entity spoke surprised. How did you return? She asked a question to Graham. No one can leave the void, disappear from my body. Graham said, and the black essence leave his body. Haha, maybe I am too early, but remember, I will always be here, said the essence. When your feelings fall, you will be mine. And after these words, the essence leave the body of Graham. Graham sighed, looked at the body of the killed Sao Tha, slowly approached to him, and overlaid his body with stones, in honor of respect to the fallen soldier. Then he said to the site of the grave, I don't know how your tribe did it, but we bury our people so that they can return to Mother Nature. This is all I can do for you now. But your request gave me one more cause. And so, and will be, said Graham and left. It's morning already. Castle Young. His son come to the head's room, with words, Father, Father. Zatakano says son, what's happened? Father asks. Parallel written your records. It's Georgia Graham he's back said Sin. And it's all, the father asked. But the problem is, Huan Great desires your achievements to destroy the enemy High General. You have been called to the place, the son said to the chief. Standing on one knee, Graham gives the sword to the chief, himself looking in parallel to anywhere. Damn, said father, standing on the top of your castle. The night is night. Graham was sleeping in his room, but because of some voices I was in a suite, and hears. I heard one of his friends died. He appears not from a significant tribe. The bastards were probably the one who killed him. Something wrong with it. Oh my head Graham said, and clutched head. Stop. Are you in hurts? Shadow asked. Is looking at him. If you were an ordinary human your mind and your body would be destroyed because of me. Stay strong. Be sure for my strength. The being said. If you don't want to be supposed by it. The being flew out the window with the words. Destroy me man. Listening to all this with a comfortable face from Shock Grams. Here the face of the servant appeared on a white background. Now there are two of them and they are going to Graham's room for days. And here they ask the question. Why have the beaded doors to Graham's room? What is one of the slights said. A servant girl peeks out behind the broken door and sees a breaked room and a tortured Graham close to the wall holding a baked sword. Exhausted Graham looked hiding in the sight of the looking service. She is scared in response and looks with surprising at Graham in response. That in the answer asks a question. What you need? The servant answers frightened. We was told to check if you prepare for the trip. Ah, that's exactly. I forgot answered Graham. Tell them I will be there. Yes, sir. The servant answered, and take her comrade left. When they left, Graham started remembering what happened to him, and remembering the face of the essence he said, was it chaos? I will not let him go. There is a clear day. Over the province of Shin it was a sunny day only a couple of fluts was freely flying in the sky. Khan's building. Old man looking at the building, and then someone says to him, good morning. Great to see you general. I thought you were engaged in a war that is already going on. I have good reasons for it. The guy answered, because my curiosity has taken over home. The guy continued, because of a child who brought the head of the High General. The old man asked, haha. He could make a name for himself. The guy in armor answered, and added, I want to know what man he is. Does he expose the art of the sages or just a giant? It's a pity that such a person fights for such a coward as Bekno, and he is enviable. The old man thought, huh. The general answered, this way you are rewarded for your achievements against the sudden Machn invasion. The chief says, General Back will be awarded with a promotion and also a plot of land. Colonel Graham will be promoted to major. Continue in the same spirit. The head said appraisally, and Graham started silently leaving the hall. And in the following of him people started talking. You heard, it is he killed High General Bakul. People call him a demon. He will always be the lone survive on the battlefield he has been on. Everyone is appearing to avoid him. People continued talking at him's back as he went down the steps. I heard he taken his mother's life when he was born. He is definitely damned. He son of a demon. I'm afraid that the curse will hit me. Accompanied by these senseless rumors, Graham just silently walked on his road, and only chaos whispered in his ear. Haha, have you heard what they are talking about? They all curse you. No, I'm afraid to be accurate. Look back. Look what path you have troppled. From the back of Graham. The all road is in blood, and chaos says him, you shed blood for those who curse you. Of all the beings on earth, only humans are so greedy. They desire the whole world, destroy it. Continues screaming chaos and angry. Their greed is infinite. They use each other. You are just a victims of their greed. Chaos started screaming louder. They all just get rid of you as you are not needed. I know, responded with quiet Graham. What? Chaos asked shocked. Graham stopped and continues to talk. I know my born was a mistake. They can use me what they want, Graham said with confidence. Surprised looked in the answer chaos. Because heaven got me someone. Graham continued to talk. Georgia Graham asked chaos. Graham saw his sister raped in a light aura, and said the light. And this light has obstructed all the blood and mash from the Graham. Chaos was pale, and him also were surrounded by this light. Welcome back, said sister. I'm home. Food was prepared at home, and Ruff was fucked, and Sister Grama cured his wounds. Are the others still pucking on you? I asked Graham from sister. She answered loudly, I'm fine. To start about yourself by worry, sister continued to talk. It's so awful. I cannot believe. Everyone says so bad about you when you risk your life in war. I'm used to it, brother answered. Sister looked surprisedly not him. Graham continued to sit, and the sister says to him, hey Georgia Graham, there were someone said that heaven only tests that will be a hero. Checking Graham responded sadly, just like blacksmiths hit a sword to make it stronger and better. This means if you overcome these difficulties, you will become incredible. So stop pitting yourself and get it all out of your head, said the sister and hit him on the back with a jump, smile and said, even so, I will always be on your side. Good Graham answered shamefully. I think it would be easier to say it if it was peacetime. I love you Graham, sister said and hugged him. He with joy and a little shamefully taken into her embraces. It was already night outside. The month lighted almost half of its power. Still green leaves falled from the tree. Sister starts to rake them in a heap with a broom, then grappled by the back and pointed through the pane. My back. Time passed and winter come. Sister Grama continues to clean the snow. Then spring come with spring rains, sakura flower. Then summer and the harvest is already around, which Sister Grama begins to collect. Then the time of autumn came again, and the sister picked the broom again. Bok, bok. With a waving of the stick Vestra kills the berries. Then I started running on their feet, so hard that sweet should been on the face. And until she worked not good, girls' neighborhood started gossiping. He pointed her to the wall and then the first friend said, oh God, is it true? The second friend answered. Then they started whispering. And then there was screams. Ya ha ha ha. Then the woman in red Rishla went up to Sister Grama and said, should I have this for you? I bring her the leaflet. Sister take her, and looked at her with surprise. Who is it from? Friends started asking. Look what you imagine. The boss said leaving. From who this time? I am so envying. Girlfriends started talking. It was written on the paper. Lady Georgia and Koga, I saw you for the first time. I thought it is an angel. Did not read to the end. The girl ripped the leaflet into shutters. Girlfriends in confusion started asking, what are you doing? She will never find a man with this character. Girlfriends continued gossip. Lady Georgia said the crying messenger looking from the street. It's already sunset. Shurkh. Raised the flag to the top and closed my eyes. Therefore I sank into the abyss of chaos, drink in the darkness, and stand with the sword on against chaos. Gwu. Chaos screamed. Dzin. Pointed the sword on against chaos. Graham. Sir Major Hagam, the time has come. The department said to him, General back, but loses patience. Graham sat on the horse, clearly looked at the servant, Dragnig for horse harness, and said, good, go, it's great. said the queen holding the red cloth. I like mom, said the princess. Fine, mama answered. We take it, said the queen. Good choice, Mad, said the seller. And madam with her daughters went further. Two of them go immediately for the mother, and sister Grama was delayed because she had been taken to carry the cloth. The sister in red turned and said, "Ha, and hurry up, I'm going." She answered, Shut, this is good, workouts are become more tired. Drinking water, said the guy in white clothes. But I don't want it to end. The guy continued to miss. Just when he was swimming, a queen with daughters passed on the bridge. He closed and looked at Graham's sister, which carried the cloth. The tray was far away from the bridge, and he continued to look at her with surprise. And then the man in black looked at him with a light grin, and the guy turned his head, continued to look at Graham's sister. Your neck is too strength, the father said to him. The blonde hair guy were embraced and blushed. The man in black continued to drink. A sin blowed his hand to heart. Why is his heart beating so fast? These ladies are probably from the Galgo clan. The guy stripped. This is true, he asked. The man grinned and asked, do you want to make an appointment? The guy spit out of iced water and blushed, then said, this is not so. Looking like time flashed unnecessarily, the man said, pouring himself tea. You are already at the age to be interested in girls. You became a man, ha ha ha. The man continues talking. This is a clan of warriors who made a name for themselves fighting against Machn. There is also a rearing that one of the non-adopted daughters is very beautiful. Of course you don't know, you have been working all this time. I will meet them tomorrow. Oh dear, why is it looking like I'm more excited than you? Ha ha ha. This, not that, are you saying no, but ha ha ha. Welcome, said the queen. We heard you wanted to come here. She standed and extended her right arm to the side. The man answered, I'm sorry for telling you this so late. Oh, please don't say that. It's an honor to meet someone of the Hwanjajum clan here. Ha ho ho. The queen said, lightly laughing. So which of my daughters are you interested in? I know they can be problem. No, oh, they are already here. We are here, mama. The daughters said, these are my daughters. Did you not have another one? Your guard, she shumpered and answered. Oh, yes, of course. Where is she? The man asked. She is looking back, she will be later. Daughters responded. The queen grinded teeth. At the moment when Georgia weared the clothes, the servant called her, taken by the hand, and with words, behind me, dragged her by the hand. She asked, for what? No time to explain. Hurry. Then she brought her to the castle. There Graham's sister was dressed in new, her hair and makeup. This tea is a very soothing taste. Mkazal. Man. Ho ho, the queen responds politely. Lady Georgia in here. And then she all dressed enters inside. It seems something wrong here. The princess thought, I am a descendant of whites. White hair is a sign that you are one of the whites. Not every day you will see hair white as snow. Because of this, in childhood I was named Sayadam. That's how it all started. The white-haired guy continues to think. Workout by workout, test after test, and endless competition with the brothers. I'm tired of all of this. Even in my last test, surprised lods around. Started to be surprised. Wow, but I was awesome. Manya did not work. Which god was near me? This is what I am. All my life I have been all the same. How should I explain this sudden surge of emotion? Gota saw her. The white-haired guy was drowned in thoughts. White-haired guy kicks a stone, then grabbed the heart, and thought, what's happening to me? I have to be calm, he claimed. Then he heard someone's step, and turned to the source of the sound, saw the same girl. What? This is for the benefit of the clans. We talk about the Hwanjajum clan. You must change our destiny. You just have to pretend that you are on the same wave with him. This is a great chance for you to become a noblewoman. Consider this as paying for that I stole you, said the queen, and was away. I am Georgia and from the Galgo clan, a girl introduced. Oh yes, nice to meet you. I am Khan from the Geodol clan. She is so beautiful, the guy thought. What should I do? The girl thought. Georgia Ram. Sirich raised the flags up. Solly's troops for a smoking break. Commander, I don't like that we are too far from the base. This is a beautiful point for observing the battlefield. What if the Huan army is behind US Kala and the troops are front? What can you worry about? PM, this is the problem of these smart guys. They can only think how the opponents are behind. What? Everyone believed to the left. Don't we have a troop there? Huang's army passing from the side. Idiots. What is it only thinking about? Hoots. Looks like they want to pass us. The rocks will not let them pass. And the enemy army continues to move. They destroy our troops without a single sound. One of the soldiers pointed. And here everyone saw the shadow of the verse down from the rock. And everyone started screaming. What the fuck? He jumped off the rock. With a rumbling, he landed on the ground. It is he. Soldier screamed. Probably this is the guy who killed General Bakul. But what is he only thinking about jumping like that? There is a scream. All troops defend the commander. Yes, he just go. Soldiers, all for me. The stomp of the Capets crashed into the rocks. What does it mean? He's the only one. Surround it. Graham started running. There is a scream. He's coming. Stop it. Piece by piece Graham starts running out. How can he control his horse? Soldier surprised. Shit. He passes through our protection. Our people can't do anything. Graham jumped into the crowd and with a day swing of the sword, fished several warriors at once. Then applying another drop, started killing enemy soldiers. This is not possible, screamed an alien captain. Stop it. Defend the commander. The Solites screamed, but RGAM shred them on all sides. Clearly went from the back to the commander of the enemy army. Graham shafted. The commander did not have time to react to Graham's impact, but his assistant successfully reacted and even strike in response, but it was useless. Assistant he wounded, and he cut off the captain's head. The troops of the overthrowed captain have been in a stupor. Stopping, Graham said, now I have a commander's head. I will definitely be promoted to general. Little friend Sal thought taking a cookie. Sniff. And sell. I would kill anyone for a hot soup. Said a friend Sal thaw. When I become a general, I will not eat this shit. And I will do anything I want. Are you going to raise the battle? Do you know how well the generals live today? They are give their own land where they can live with their family. Family? Quietly asked little Sal thaw. This is the fastest way for some like me. Also, I would not have to bow everyone. I will become a general to live with my people, said friend Salha. Means if I become a general I can finally be free and together we will live happily, thought little Saltha. Don't worry Saltai, your dream lives in me. A horse that can jump over such a place is something. What an incredible trophy I can take. I will take this horse. Do not make me laugh. I first noticed this Dasha. Warriors began arguing, and here the troops of guards of Graham are running, and became a solid support behind his back. There is a black fabric on the floor. Sister Grama, leaning about the door, looking at the flowering tree, is standing and thinking, what should we do with this whole situation? Meanwhile, the white-haired prince asks her, you don't against me tomorrow, I want to show you something. She stands and thinks to herself, he is not a bad person. Stop, what did I just think about? She leaned about the door and thought, and it seems he looks better, haram. Oh no, what am I just saying? She stopped herself. Ink was scattered. The white-haired prince sat head on the table and thought about the princess standing opposite him. Her rough hands, her long hair, her clumsy makeup. Hoot, this day is much longer than I expected, the prince thought. I want this to happen tomorrow. Shield hit on sword. The horse exhales nervously. Cap. Something bloodshed. They are much stronger than we thought, the guards said. The wounded assistant of the captain. About warriors under the leading of Grams. Chaos. Graham spoke. Compared with the endless battle against him, this battle is nothing. Graham exclaimed. I became much stronger. Come up, did you not said you would cut my head off? If you don't go he's coming, said the desperate warrior. Yeah, I will go, Graham said, and run directly on them. It's evening on the street. A full month should been looked in the sky. The white prince walked to his pavilion in the bridge. Walking he heard someone's step, turned slightly and saw the princess standing on against him. The rumbling has been crashed. I'm too busy with the block. I can't even attack him. VSHUKH. Graham's warrior hit that with easily reflected the impact with his sword. Looking at the back, he saw a flying taper from the enemy captain's assistant, easily diverting from the axe. He parallelly hit his comrade in the stomach with a spear. What the? The warrior got shielding. He punched, evading. Graham's eyes turned white, and he lunges the VRG warrior so strongly that barbel covering with a shield missed his axe. Damn my axe, shouted the captain's assistant, and immediately Graham falls the horse of the captain's assistant from the legs. He is too strong, the assistant captain thought, and at the same moment his horse starts to fall. Shit, he said, my horse can't stand longer. Whinging, Graham screamed. Whinging, how dare you reveal your pen to me? But he did not be confused and lunged in the sight of Graham. But Graham did easily from it and punched Wenjengu's stomach with his spear. Was he ready for this? Said the wounded soldier. Attack, protect the general. The enemy soldiers explained. They are coming. Stop them. Graham's ward scream. Se Yan, screamed the captain, and Graham lifted his course with a spear. There were no pupils in his eyes. They were just white. What very scared the captain, and Graham hit the enemies. A spear with a warrior on the tip. General, you battle. Why are you doing it? Do you have no respect for your opponent? The enemy soldiers started asking Graham. Graham has black eyes. And here Graham said, damn, when did the chaos start here? Look like I have done things here. I feel it. No, I will survive it. Graham continues to talk. Their anger and hate to me. Graham feeling this anger towards him. Kill him. Attack. The enemy soldiers screamed. All their emotions are directed at me. I'm starting to like it. I'm begin to taste. Continues to think Graham. I know I am still weak, but as long as I have a reason to live, I will not give up. And now my feelings are stronger than ever, thought Graham, and his pupils returned to the place. Sweeping the sword, the Graham warrior harvested the hand of the enemy, and then done him. The bodies of the enemies are around. This is all, the guard said to Graham, and that looked at him with his not outraged face made in enemy blood, and continued to sit on his horse, looking at the sky, all bloody in the rising sun. I come here from time, and not every noble can allow it, said the white-haired prince. The sound of the waves and the foam birds cause me, added Prince. This fish on the plate is called gone fish and it can only be found in this lake. Try, said the prince. I have never seen this before. I hope it's delicious. The princess answered him, and looked at him with her confused look. Then she seed red candies and the princess have memory from childhood. Candies. The little princess screamed. Quiet. Graham answered. We can be caught. I always wanted to try it, said Happy in a child's princess voice. Then I picked the first candy. Well, tasty, asked Graham. Yes, very delicious, the princess answered. You have to try it too. Yet you brought them, told the princess Graham. Everything is fine. You first, answered young Graham. The princess sat in memories. Oh, and the prince looked at her. I've prepared something for you, said the prince. The princess looked surprisedly at the service. The servant slowly opened the box, and there was noriga. This is a typical traditional Korean oxyswar. I noticed your is already old. Skazag white-haired prince. I hope you like it. I choose it myself, haha, added in a lovely tone Prince. The princess looked at Noriga, and memory about brother watered on her again. Top, it's a rough. It hurts. Sister asks. Nothing. Graham answers, I told you to run when it get dangerous. Sister added, I gore you this, answered Graham. After a few seconds of silence, Graham begins in his boss. And I get the decoration from there, extending the hand with decoration to sister. Spoken. This is for you. The sister looked questioningly at the hand and screamed, wow. Is this Noriga? What money did you buy it with? Did you stole him? Sister continues to ask questions. See course no. Brother answered, next time, I will give you more beautiful, said with a little sad in the eyes of Graham. Sister looked at Graham, smiled and said, I like him. Thank you Georgia Ram. I will always wear it, sister said with a smile. And the princess was flashed to the present again. Looking again on your gift, she said to the white-haired prince. Thanks, he is really beautiful. Haha, I'm glad you like it. The white-haired prince answered. SHCH, looks like it's time now. Putting his sticks for food, the prince standed up, extended his hand to the princess and said, let's go. They passed to the river and started looking at the beautiful sunset. This is what I wanted to show you, said the prince. This is incredible response to the princesses. Looking at the sunset, remembered her brother and spoke lightly crying spoke in my head. I miss you, Graham. With tears in the eyes, the princess stood La Matria at the sunset. Huang army outpost, outside night. So you say he killed 2 Mahan generals, but you could not get their heads? The chief asked. Exactly. The soldier answered, on they we meet it. The old man answered, well the soldier hold it out. Do you know how much fake information we get about the killed? That's funny. I need to record the names of the killed, but without proof I can't do this. I taken the body, but, the soldier said, is it true? Then let's look. The old man answered. The soldier ripped the veil from the cargo which was covering the body of the dead. Here they are. The soldier said, I did not show their bodies because they was in poor condition. The soldier continued to talk. Looking at weathered bodies, the old man lost consciousness. Under Vikrik. Oh my god, wake up. The soldier told him. Ha ha ha. Did this old man have lost consciousness? This arrogant bastard has learned a lesson. They say between the warriors. Hey, they shouted to the guy, which standed near the who with carried calves. What exactly made the old man passed out? They asked. It was terrible. The guy answered, and added, they look very different without armor. You would never know them. You must be crazy to kill them like this. Here the stomp of Capit were heard. It is the warriors returning from the battlefield. I can't believe they killed 2 generals and a commander with this number. How I want to join them. The guy thought. Don't be idiot, said his interviewer. Do you really want to go on a suicide mission? He asked additionally. These people are ready to give their life. They know they walk the path of death. You still want to join them? The guy asked. This was their dialogue parallelly looking at the warriors going on horses and at the bloody Graham which drinked water. Young master. The old man talked to Graham. Your father wants to get you out. The old man said to him. On the table were gold coins and some scroll. Graham's father sat and hold a scroll in his hand. Here the son speaks to him. Father, Graham happened. On against the father harem had been blooded and weathered by the battle. Father looked at him and said, you look at it. Usually you would be promoted to general for this. But this time we decided to attribute everything to your brother Maru. PT. In Anliite was Maru decided to change to Maru to sound. It would be type Mar Ewu brother. You are still too young to be a general, the father said, and added, everyone, and general back, but have come to this opinion. Consider this paying for we don't kill you. If it would not be for us, you would have dead long already. Brother said, I am not as strong as I were. So I will go home. The king said, you should help your brother, he added, and said at the end, that's all. Does this means that I will become a general? Not now. No. It was a full moon outside. Sit and remember your memories connected with her favorite brother. She looked at the prince and said, I have to thank you so much. I think you are a good person. The prince looked at the princess and she continued to talk. This is because my heart already belonged to another, so it's better not to see Nal again. Thank you. But I'm sorry this is bad, she thought. I got crazy and said it. If mom knows, it will be trouble. The princess continues to think. Well, what is done. Who cares? It's all because of my cute face. The princess thought happily. Night after the princess's refusal, the white prince standed in the midst of the street. Measurement closed eyes, and his picture appeared before my eyes. La princess apologizing for the refusal. I'm sorry, go to drink. I'm sorry out of anger. The prince broken all the stones into himself and went into his mode, but stopped hearing the voice of a man in black.